police pep. Remix whipping. I crippin'. My gun go off.
Careful to find out if it's just cause or if it's just a war. You know, is it really a just cause for us to slam them for trying to bring it to us? Or are we being manipulated into this situation? Just look at 120 lessons. What has 120 lessons taught you in the 5% Nation? In the NOI from Under the Supreme Wisdom. And let's look at the major plays from 120 lessons. Major players from 120. Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, W.D. Farad, Father Allah, Khalid Muhammad, Farrakhan, Silas Muhammad, and a few others. Are those major players? Is their wisdom real great? Is it like 360 due to 120? Is there anybody that didn't have 120 could debate any of them and win? That's what I want to know. Can somebody who didn't have 120 debate Malcolm, who had 120, and win? Could they debate Khalid Muhammad, who had 120, and win? Could they debate Father Allah, who had 120 lessons, and win? Could they debate Elijah Muhammad, who had 120 lessons, and win? I don't think so. The Europeans under the United States of America went to war against England. This is 120 talking. When the Europeans in America went to war against the other Europeans from England to get them off of their backs because they felt like they were being oppressed by England, and the common man in America who was being oppressed by England, and the aristocrats in America who felt that they were being oppressed by England, when they went to war and the war was over, did they get new oppressors? Were the new oppressors now the aristocrats of America, now oppressing the common man of America? I think so. Remember this. The founding fathers of the American Constitution were rich, and the common man or the farmers were poor. The common man didn't have any money, and the founding fathers had slaves and slavery. So during the Revolutionary War, our people were still being held as slaves. That's an actual fact and a solar fact. Who benefited from the Revolutionary War in the wilderness of North America? Did the Native Americans as they called them Indians, did they care whether England was winning or the aristocrats of America? Did they care which one won? Did the slaves, the indigenous inhabitants, the Moors, the Asiatics, did they care which one was the oppressor, whether it was England or whether it was the Europeans that came over here and colonized America? Did you think they cared which one of them was oppressing them? You know, or did they want freedom from both of them? Did we as people sit back while the Americans, and the Americans being the Europeans, did we sit back as Asiatics in the wilderness of North America and were we happy from that revolution? Did we benefit from the 1776 revolution? Did we benefit anything? Did we get off the plantations after that war? I don't think so. You know, because after the Europeans got England out of here, they legitimized slavery for the original man in the wilderness of North America. Did you know that the way that the aristocrats got the common farmer, European American farmer, to fight in the Revolutionary War, that he tricked him into fighting the war? He promised him money and land and things of that nature, and didn't come through on none of that. Did you know that they did that? There was common man, or the people who didn't really have money, were forced by the rich people to go to war against England. Did you even know that? You assess and evaluate the United States of America, there are class divisions to see who gets what, who's in control of what, who has the power in what, who's controlling what. You know, are the rich taxed the same way the poor people are taxed? I don't think so. What do you think Jesus thought about the people who tax people? Why do you think he was going against Rome? You know, what's the saving power in him going against Rome? Because Rome is the United States of America today. The Roman yoke, the rulers are the rich. The rich are against the poor. The poor are the ones who feel the burden, while the rich feel no burden. When they call it a recession or a depression, do you think the rich people really give a fuck if the bread is $5 or $2 or $1 or $10? That shit doesn't affect them. Did you know that there were mutinies in the war against England? The Americans mutinied against George Washington because he was such a bastard. He was such a dirty devil motherfucker that he wouldn't pay the private soldiers. If you were an enlisted man, he wouldn't pay you. He wasn't giving them shoes. He wasn't giving them good food. He wasn't giving them clothing. Did you know that? Bet you Europeans didn't even know that, did you? And I know when Asiatics think about the 4th of July and the War of Independence, and they run around here firing up firecrackers and shooting their guns up in the air and acting like it's a great holiday and getting drunk. Nigga, that shit don't even fucking apply to your dumb ass. I don't even know why you fucking dealing with the 4th of July, because your ass was still in slavery. The only way you should be dealing with the 4th of July is got something to do with W.D. Farrar. You should just leave the 4th of July alone, because it's a devil holiday. It got nothing to do with you. You was still on the plantation getting your ass whooped straight up and down like that. Keep it real. No. Did you know that in the Civil War, when they called themselves freeing the slaves in the Civil War, did you know that if you were a state that has slaves and you fought on the side of the Union, that you got to keep your slaves? Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. I got that out of 120 lessons. Since 120 lessons is not right and exact, these are all the things that 120 lessons teach you. So, is that a lie? Let me give you another little hint. Did you know that in the Civil War, right, when Europeans and Asiatics alike, especially Asiatics, say you got hit with one of them round bullets, or one of those, maybe a cannonball glanced you or something, and you got hurt and they had to amputate an arm or a leg or a hand, or well, not your head, because they amputate your head, you'd be dead. But say they amputated an arm or a leg. Do you know that they were amputating people in that war? I'm sure how barbaric the European was in those days. Not to say that he ain't barbaric now, but he was really going off the hook back then. Do you know they were doing it without anesthesia or morphine or giving you a drink and getting you drunk? Or they just cut your damn leg off while you were conscious, and you could feel the full pain. Can you imagine somebody taking a saw and cutting your leg off without any anesthesia? That's how they was living back then, son. That's what they was doing to you as an Asiatic and you ruckus ass niggas. That's what they was doing to you when you was helping them fight the South, or you was in the South helping them fight the North, whichever way, because the black people was on both sides, because we always caught up in the middle of the Europeans' war. We don't know what side to be on because we ain't on our own side. You know, the reason why I'm bringing these points out is because it looks like we about to have a civil war with the conscious community because of a few agents. You know, a few agents. And we know who these agents are. We know who these people who's running around here with the naysaying bullshit. They really starting to get on my motherfucking nerves. But let me explain something to you. You want to naysay and talk shit about the Hebrews. You want to talk shit about the Moors. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk shit about all these other different Asiatic groups. But your best bet is to keep our motherfucking name out your mouth, son. Because we ain't the type of motherfuckers that take shit laying down. I'm going to give it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all really want a war, we'll give it to you. And that's my word is bond. You know, I'm going to tell you like the God Dr. Bahu says. You know what I'm saying? We'll fucking bring it to your ass if you really want something. If you want it, you can get it.